This is a porch leaner cutout found at chalkitupfancy.com, and I'm going to start with the larger pumpkin and I'm going to paint it in our mandarina. These cutouts can use pretty much any paint of your choice. You can spray paint as well, but we are going to use our Wise Owl chalk synthesis paint that can be found at chalkitupfancy.com. So this pumpkin has two parts. This is the larger one in the kit, and I'm going to paint the whole thing in the mandarina. You're probably going to need 2 coats, but I'm showing you 1 coat, setting it aside to dry. I'm going to take this heart that's also in your kit and paint it in Republic Red. The next size pumpkin, which would be the medium size, I'm going to paint in our Higgins Lake. I'm not really worrying about the full center of the pumpkin, as this second piece is going to cover that. Both parts of that pumpkin I'm painting in the Higgins Lake and setting it aside to dry. The smallest pumpkin I'm going to paint in our Snow Owl. Again, the 2 parts. The little leaf I'm going to paint in our chocolate, and right when I'm done covering it, I'm going to take a baby wipe and wipe it back so it almost looks like a stain. I'm going to paint all my letters, including the word hello, in black. And then the word pumpkin I'm also going to do in black. And I'm going to allow everything to dry. I'm going to take that leftover sponge in the black. I'm not going to add any more paint, and I'm going to go around the edge of all the pumpkins. And I'm going to make sure that I hit the center portion of the pumpkins as well. And this is just going to give me some depth and dimension and interest to my project. And then I did go around the heart with this black as well. And then the leaf. All these parts are included in your kit except for this board. This board I picked up at Michael's. It was $10 with 75% off. Or you can find boards at Home Depot or Lowe's. Also, Hobby Lobby has a board that sometimes if you hit their 50% off, you can get it for $8. And I'm going to paint this in our Snow Owl using a foam roller. I'm not worrying about full coverage. I'm just getting a coat on, and then I'm covering it in our 1 hour enamel clear. You can cover it in any top coat of your choice. And then once that dries, I'm taking my General Finishes Antique Walnut Stain, and I'm putting a very little bit on a rag, and I'm basically just giving a very light coat to this white. I wanted that blonde stained look and allowing this to dry. And now I'm going to start gluing my pieces on, starting with the largest pumpkin at the bottom. My letters at this point are just placed where I want them. I have not glued them down yet. Then I'm going to go to the medium pumpkin, and these all kind of fit like a puzzle, and then to the small. And then at this point, I'm going to take my word hello, and I'm going to glue that down. I'm either using Stick Fast, or you can use Crazy Glue. Just remember, less is best. We do not need a lot of this glue. This glue is very durable. I'm going through each of the larger letters first and then filling in with the smaller ones. Now I'm going to go back to my larger pumpkin and I'm going to glue the center piece. Starting with my large, then the next one is the medium, and then the smallest one. I'm going to glue my heart down to the right side of the large pumpkin. I'm going to take some raffia and staple it to the smallest pumpkin by the stem and then glue the leaf just a little bit underneath that. I'm going to take this tube mesh. It's kind of like a burlap tone. I get this from the Dollar Tree. I made a bow and glued that in the center of my raffia. And then I'm going to take my Sharpie markers. These have the paintbrush tip. I'm going to start with the one in white, and I'm going to do some lines on my larger pumpkin and in that heart with a few dots. A line on the top left, the bottom right of the medium. And then I'm going to go to my black Sharpie and do the same lines on the smaller pumpkin. I'm taking this gingham ribbon from the Dollar Tree, making a small bow, putting it in the center of my mesh tubing. And at this point, I would spray this with Rust-Oleum Clear. And this full cutout, not including the board, can be found at chalkitupfancy.com.